correct me if I'm wrong here, but this is bigger than just somebody swimming. We saw it, I think it was in Vermont, some women on a swimming team got accused of bullying because a guy was dressing in their locker room. I mean, Leah Thomas walking around. It's a little bit, this is all a form of, I don't know about abuse, but certainly neglect of women and their rights to just compete as women. No?
I mean, absolutely. There is an entire catalog of sports for women because men have a biological advantage in a lot of things. I'm not trying to undermine women. I am a woman. I want to see women succeed. And listen, I grew up as a horseback rider. It's not a sport where gender determines outcome in a way that running or swimming or other sports could. And that is why we have female leagues. It's why we have the WNBA, the NWSL. We have professional, you see softball coming back into the Olympics. You see these professional women's sports opportunities. But when we don't talk about protecting female athletes and instead talk about the fact that we need to undermine their sports by allowing people who have a biological advantage, covering that so breathlessly, but not talking about this. And I'll say this, I work with a lot of reporters having come up in politics and having worked in political communications, but the sports journalism world is very different. It comes a lot more on coziness. It comes on coziness with players, with coaches. It's a lot about access. In politics, you're supposed to have that really sharp light on you. And even if you get along with a reporter, you don't necessarily trust them. But in the sports industry, until reporters can step away from the conversation and say, I need to give a critical lens to this and my access be darned, you're not going to see better reporting. I mean, here's a great example. Just the other week, Tua Tagovailoa, when he took the push from Matt Milano in the Bills game, clearly had the issue standing up, gets pulled into the locker room. Ian Rappaport puts out a tweet saying, official from the Dolphins organization, they're checking out for a head and neck injury. You get through the rest of the game, Tua plays the rest of the game, and then you get to the end of the game, and Ian puts out a tweet saying the official line is that it's a back and ankle injury. But that is just more indicative of the fact that he's trying to protect his sourcing and his relationships with these teams, and he does work for the NFL, than it was about reporting what had happened to Tua Tagovailoa and the fact that he clearly couldn't stand up correctly, right? The sports media empire is really undermining the ability to shine a light on what is happening in sports.